Yo, hello. So, been playing Nightreign, Nightreign for the past like almost 24 hours straight. Slept for a little bit, and so I was wondering, like, what is it rated on Steam? What are people saying about this game? Because I've been having hella fun. I liked Elden Ring, one of my favorite games of all time. Um, but my only issue with it, I think, was that it was really fucking annoying to play with your friends unless you downloaded a mod. It was very not that annoying, but pretty inconvenient. And so when this got announced, I was pretty excited. I was pretty excited that there was finally an Elden Ring game or a FromSoft game in general that you could just like easily dive into with your friends, where like you didn't have to be in the same spot. You just hop in, beat some bosses, have some fun. And that's exactly what this is. But I'm slowly realizing that people aren't as open minded with their FromSoft games. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through. Oh, did it switch to? Oh, these are mostly positive. But we're going to go through and look at some of these negative reviews. Because since this game does force you into playing with three people, you plus two others, and since communication is a pretty large part of success in this, people are having difficulties because gamers, a lot of gamers aren't really known for having large friend groups. And so, what I'm realizing reading these reviews is that most of them come from a place of not having any friends. So, we're going to go see the creative ways that people have spun I don't have any friends and it's the game's fault. So let's go see. All right. Let me preface, the game is great. No new weaponry, okay. That's not true. Very new little content. Every last boss is new. Asset flip, I don't think they know what an asset flip is. Okay, there we go. Overly strong encouragement for group play. You can queue solo or with three randoms. However, the game is pretty difficult and balanced towards three people. Yes. Yes, that's what they said. They said that this is a multiplayer game, a co-op game, that's structured around three people. Yeah, that's what they said when it got announced. And at every like gameplay reveal. Even with three legacy players, all of us playing for 5 to 10 plus years of Souls games, it was difficult to beat the first Night Lord. Yes. What do you want? Like honestly, what do you want? Would you rather you beat the first boss on the first try? Or do you want to like actually work up to it? Like, do you want to burn through this game and then have your complaint be that there wasn't enough content? Meaning, without a dedicated group of friends, you're likely at the mercy of randoms to progress. Yes. That is like every single other co-op game that has ever existed, bro. What? People disconnecting, trolling, leaving at inopportune times, or just being new or less skilled is what you're going to have to put up with. Not if you have friends. See, all of these, except for this is just a skill issue. It was difficult to beat the first Night Lord. That's just a skill issue. But every single other thing here could be solved. Could be solved by making friends. Okay. Rough experience for new players. If you are new to FromSoft games, don't buy this game. Play other ones first. Buy Elden Ring and beat that a couple times and then play this game. Yeah, if you are new to Souls games, I'm sorry, you're going to have a really rough time starting with Nightreign. Why would this be somebody's first Souls game? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're done with that review. No duo option. Had random people join. Yep, this could also be solved by... Let me duo with my mate. Make friends. If you had more than one friend, this would not be an issue. Okay, let's keep going. Impossible to make progress without voice chat. Okay, another problem that could be solved by what? Having friends. If you don't have two other friends to play with in voice chat, don't waste your time. Yes, a problem that could be solved by what? Having friends. Yep. All right. I like the concept. I loved Elden Ring, but there's just a lot that feels bad. You have to rush to get stuff done because of the shrinking circle, which doesn't lend much to being methodical about how you handle things. It feels very chaotic and like you have to rush all of the time and stare at the map to have any chance of beating the boss on day 3. And that's assuming you get there. Yeah, bro. It's hard. It's hard. The game kind of like relies on you getting good RNG and being able to like make a decent build to be able to beat the last boss. If you don't get good RNG and you don't go to like places with loot that has what you need, you're not gonna get what you need. And you're not gonna beat the boss. Oh well. You fucking start over and you do it again. If you die during your run, you end up losing a level in your souls, which leads to you either wasting precious time going to retrieve them or abandoning them and falling behind in level. Yeah. Don't die. You are actively punished for dying. Yeah. And if you've been punished enough times, the run feels pretty unsalvageable despite having no way to end a run early outside of quitting out the game or intentionally dying to the last boss of any day. Yeah. That's the point. Don't die. Stay with your teammates so they can bring you up. Which goes back to having friends. If you have friends that you can talk to in Discord or chat, then you don't need, then you don't have these problems. All right. Let's see. Okay, skill issue. As I've mentioned, circle begins closing in very quickly, and there's a lot of cases where this feels incredibly frustrating. If you choose to engage in a boss with high HP, of which there are many, there are instances where the circle will close in before you can finish the fight. Yes. That's why you pick and choose what bosses you're fighting carefully, so that that shit doesn't happen. And then sometimes it's just, oh well, you just got to abandon the boss fight. How is that? I don't understand how that's a ruiner. It's part of the mechanics of the game. It's punishing. It's not meant to be forgiving. It's meant to, like, punish you for making bad choices. If you position yourself on the map in a way that's not ideal, you're going to be punished for it. Okay. I hate to see it, but I think we finally see a bit of a miss from front. Oh, still salvageable. Okay, I was really looking forward to the idea of a co-op roguelite Souls game on the surface. Okay, you still get some kind of reward at the end that, okay, permanent passives, yep. Okay, so what's his problem with it? As a side, the gameplay loop is problematic. But man, you're given hardly enough time to get to a decent level, around 5 to 7 before the end of the first day, bro. We were ending level or day 1 on level 8, bro. That is quite literally a skill issue. That is a skill issue. You're incentivized to just rush to the nearest camper structure or map. Yeah, no shit. Trying to stop for side things along the way will often waste too much. What side things? Like, I don't understand what, like, it's randomly generated, like the locations and what's there. So it's not like you're not missing out on anything. You're just choosing where to go. See, okay. I also think that I've kind of figured out where the disconnect. It's like people are so obsessed with their idea of what a Souls game or a FromSoft game is. Where, like, it's legitimately pissing people off that they can't go off the beaten path and go explore places. It's not a fucking exploration type of game. This isn't base Elden Ring. Like, this is a roguelite game for friends. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's see. Great game if you have short-term memory loss, making it feel like a new experience every run. Have fun running the same map with 5 different points of interest, slightly remixed every time. I mean, yeah, fair, I guess, yeah. I mean, let's see how many. Oh, 5 hours on record. Yeah, they just didn't get past the first the first boss because the enemy types and everything changed drastically. I feel like depending on which expedition you're going on. Do I enjoy it? Is the balancing good? No. Balancing is pretty good. I think so, at least. You get to like if you get the final boss, if you get to night 3 at least like level 12 or 13, you should be good so long as you have like a decent weapon. All right. No 2-player co-op in big 2025? You don't have more than one friend to play video games with in the big 2025? Okay, as an enjoyer of both Souls games and roguelite, and someone who prefers playing solo, and someone who prefers playing solo and taking his time, did you not look at what this game was before you bought it? This is blowing my mind, bro. You paid $40 for this game. You didn't watch a trailer? You didn't watch the gameplay reveal? What is... Okay. I'm sorry. That is just silly. That is just silly. Oh, he has 648 games. Okay, this dude just literally buys anything. And he's playing right now. He's... Oh, God, you cannot make this shit up, bro. All right. This game is not the Elden Ring you're looking for. Yes, it gives you almost no time to explore or figure out what is there to figure out. What is there to figure out? Great game, held down massively, and I do mean massively by how they did the multiplayer for this game. Even a simple simple text chat to be added would go a long way to help communication. Keep finding myself in lobbies with people who refuse to cooperate, who just have no clue what they're doing. Once again, what is this? What is this? Another problem that can be solved by having friends. Just have some friends. Okay, we can look at a couple more. The lack of 2-player cooperation is a shame in a game designed for cooperation. I don't mind playing with strangers, but the lack of communication tools make managing random players a pain. Yeah, problem that can be solved by not having random players in your lobby. And you know how you do that? By having friends. Crazy. Crazy. This game has none of the things that make FromSoft titles feel special. There are no new fights. There are no new fights. All right, hold on. Give me one second. Okay. So, are these from other FromSoft games? Are they? Nope. This one's from Nightreign. Let's look at this. The Wisdom of Night. Maybe this one's from a different FromSoft game. Nope, also from Nightreign. Damn. Maybe he meant Gladius. Maybe he meant the first one wasn't original. Let's see. Nope, also from Nightreign. Damn, bro. No original bosses. Damn, that's crazy. All right. First impressions as a solo player are not great. This is not meant to be played solo. This is not meant to be played solo. There has never been anything in any of the promotional material that once ever implied that this game was meant to be played solo. If you're playing this solo, you are actually playing the game wrong. Or you're doing a challenge run, which kudos to you if you are. Extreme oversight not to have 2-player mode on release. Extreme oversight for you to not have more than one friend. Game doesn't support ultra widescreen and 25 cuts around 30. Okay. This right here is a legitimate fucking thumbs down. That is a legitimate thumbs down. The hardware that he has is just simply not compatible with the game, and he does not find that acceptable. Fine. Oh, there we go. No ultra wide support is whack. Cool. The gameplay is incomprehensible. There's no time to explore the map and grab equipment or level your character. What are you doing? There's no time. You drop into the map and you spend the entire time grabbing equipment and leveling your character. Weapon damage is piss poor regardless of character level, and upgrade materials are rare. Yes, that's why you find out. This dude just does not know how to play the game. All right, you can't play with 2 people, only with 1 or 3. That is a balanced choice so that it doesn't feel too overwhelming. Okay. Meanwhile, you can play solo, but there's no scaling. Okay. Not sure how you miss this as a feature. The game is not meant to be played by yourself. The game is not meant to be played with 2 people. The game is meant to be played with 3 people. 3 people. 1, me. 2, friend. 3, friend. Me, friend, friend. Nightreign. All right, I think that's good. I think we read enough. But holy shit, man. It's fire, bro. If you're thinking of picking up the game, so long as you have multiple friends that you can play it with, you're gonna have a really, really good time. It's really fun. It's fucking brutal. It's unforgiving. It's everything that I like out of FromSoft games, but able to be played with friends in a much easier way, which is, in my opinion, something that was desperately needed in this, because the closest thing we had to this was the seamless co-op mod for Elden Ring, and I don't know. I think this game is really fun. Yeah. Hope we see you out on the battlefield, Tarnished. Bye.